Bill Cosby's life is a tragic tale. Not many will feel sorry for a man who allegedly used his influence to harm nearly 60 women, as reported by Vox. He's like a character from a Shakespeare play, a once respected figure brought down by his own actions. Macbeth, for instance, let his mother manipulate him into committing a terrible crime, leading to his own downfall. In real life, villains don't always have complex inner struggles like in literature. Cosby, known for his family-friendly image, has shown no remorse for the accusations against him. Perhaps the real tragedy lies in the facade he presented to the world. At one point, he was one of the biggest stars in the entertainment industry. His TV show was a massive hit, attracting millions of viewers every week. The contrast between his public persona and his alleged actions is what makes his story so unsettling. While Cosby has faced consequences for his behavior, his reputation as a moral authority has been shattered, leaving many questioning his true character. While then, let's take a deep dive into his life and where all the chaos started from. Bill Cosby was born on July 12, 1937, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He was the oldest of 4 sons in a working-class family. Cosby's father served as a mess steward in the U.S. Navy, and his mother worked as a maid. Despite their modest means, Cosby's parents emphasized the importance of education and hard work to their children. Growing up in the projects of Philadelphia, Cosby faced many challenges, including racism and poverty. However, he found solace in comedy and storytelling, using humor as a coping mechanism for the difficulties he faced. Cosby often entertained his friends and family with his jokes and impressions, honing his comedic skills from a young age. Despite facing adversity, Cosby excelled in school and went on to attend Temple University on a track and field scholarship. He later transferred to the University of Massachusetts Amherst, where he studied physical education. It was during his time in college that Cosby discovered his passion for stand-up comedy and began performing at local clubs and coffee houses. Cosby's upbringing instilled in him a strong work ethic and determination to succeed, which would serve him well throughout his career in entertainment. His humble beginnings and resilience in the face of adversity would shape his comedic style and influence his approach to storytelling, making him one of the most beloved and influential comedians of his time. Bill Cosby began his professional journey as a stand-up comedian in the 1960s, gaining popularity for his clean, family-friendly humor. He released several successful comedy albums and starred in his own television series, The Bill Cosby Show, in the 1970s. In the 1980s, Cosby reached new heights of fame with the hit sitcom The Cosby Show, which ran for 8 seasons and was widely acclaimed for its positive portrayal of an African-American family. Cosby also continued to perform stand-up comedy and released more comedy albums during this time. Throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, Cosby remained a prominent figure in the entertainment industry, appearing in films and television shows, as well as continuing to perform stand-up comedy. He also became known for his philanthropic work, particularly in the areas of education and literacy. However, Cosby's career took a dramatic turn in the mid-2010s when numerous women came forward with allegations of sexual assault and misconduct against him. In recent years, many women have accused Bill Cosby, a once beloved comedian and actor, of sexual misconduct. The allegations include drugging and raping women and engaging in inappropriate sexual behavior. Several accusers claim that Cosby used his fame and power to manipulate and silence them. The allegations gained widespread attention in 2014 when comedian Hannibal Buress mentioned them in a stand-up routine. This prompted numerous women to come forward with their own stories of abuse by Cosby. The large number of accusers, over 60 in total, has shocked the public and damaged Cosby's previously positive reputation. Despite the mounting evidence and testimonies against him, Cosby has denied all allegations of wrongdoing. In 2018, he was found guilty of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault and was sentenced to 3 to 10 years behind bars. The case has sparked a broader conversation about the prevalence of sexual assault and the importance of believing victims when they speak out. There are two instances where one might feel the need to show genuine regret. One is when standing before a judge awaiting a sentence, and the other, in a more metaphorical sense, is near the gates of heaven, where consequences can seem endless. Bill Cosby has displayed no inclination towards such remorse, whether in a courtroom or elsewhere. During a 2019 interview with Black Press USA from prison, the iconic comedian remained steadfast in his defiance, portraying himself as a victim of a witch hunt. "When I go up for parole, I won't be admitting any remorse. I was there. It doesn't matter what people say who weren't there. They don't know." He criticized the justice system that led to his incarceration as a sham, asserting, "It's all a setup. The entire jury process. They were imposters." Cosby accused the jury of harboring biases before the trial, insinuating a larger conspiracy. "This is political. I can see it all." Cosby wanted to make it clear to the public that he had not been broken by the ordeal. "I am a privileged man in prison," he stated, referring to his cell as "my penthouse." Throughout the interview, Cosby also spoke out against drugs in black communities and the disproportionate incarceration rates of black men, emphasizing the importance of personal responsibility, a principle he seems to exempt himself from. As of September 2021, Bill Cosby is living in his home in Pennsylvania after being released from prison in June 2021. He had been serving a 3 to 10-year sentence for sexual assault, but his conviction was overturned by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court due to a technicality in the case. Cosby is now a free man and is reportedly spending time with his family and working on various projects. However, he continues to face backlash and criticism from the public for his past actions. Many people are outraged by Cosby's release and believe that justice has not been served for his victims. The overturning of his conviction has sparked a renewed conversation about the flaws in the legal system when it comes to cases of sexual assault and the power dynamics at play. Cosby's case has also brought attention to the statute of limitations for sexual assault cases and the challenges survivors face in seeking justice. Despite his release, Cosby's reputation has been irreparably damaged, and many of his former colleagues and peers in the entertainment industry have distanced themselves from him. The public backlash against Cosby continues to be a topic of discussion, with many calling for accountability and recognition of the harm he has caused. In the wake of his release, Cosby's case has also reignited conversations about the #Me Too movement and the importance of believing and supporting survivors of sexual assault. Many advocates and activists continue to push for systemic changes to prevent similar injustices from occurring in the future. Overall, Cosby's release has sparked widespread debate and reflection on issues of power, privilege, and accountability, and has brought renewed attention to the ongoing fight for justice for survivors of sexual assault. Bill Cosby married his wife Camille in 1964, and together they had 5 children. Tragically, their son Ennis Cosby was murdered in 1997 at the age of 27. Ennis was a graduate student at Columbia University and was killed in a failed robbery attempt while changing a flat tire on the side of the road in Los Angeles. The loss of their son was a devastating blow to the Cosby family, and they have since worked to honor his memory and keep his legacy alive. The couple has reportedly been living separate lives, with Camille choosing to distance herself from her husband's legal battles and public scrutiny. She has been described as feeling betrayed and deeply hurt by the allegations, and has been struggling to reconcile the man she thought she knew with the accusations that have been made against him. The strain on their marriage has been evident, with reports of tension and emotional turmoil within their relationship. The couple has faced challenges in communicating and finding a way to move forward amidst the public scrutiny and legal battles. The revelations have also had a profound impact on their family, with their children reportedly struggling to come to terms with the allegations against their father. The Cosby family has been forced to navigate the fallout of the scandal, and the personal toll it has taken on their relationships has been significant. The public scrutiny and legal battles have taken a heavy toll on both Bill and Camille Cosby, and their marriage has been deeply affected by the allegations of sexual assault and misconduct. The personal struggles and emotional turmoil that they have faced as a result of the scandal have shed light on the devastating impact that such accusations can have on a marriage and a family. In 1997, during the height of Cosby's fame, Jackson was put on trial along with two men involved in the scheme and was found guilty of federal charges related to attempting to extort $40 million from Cosby. Interestingly, there is a possibility that she is actually his daughter. Cosby confessed during the trial that he had a sexual relationship with Jackson's mother, a woman named Shawn Thompson. Jackson had devised this plan to reveal the actor as a deadbeat dad, as stated in a letter. However, the court deemed the issue of paternity irrelevant to the case, as the crime was extortion. End of story. However, this was not the end of the story. Jackson only served 14 months of her 26-month sentence, according to the New York Times. A three-judge Second Circuit appeals panel ruled that the original judge had given improper instructions to the jury and subsequently overturned the conviction. Yet, in a highly unusual move, the same panel then reversed its own decision, stating that the jury instructions were a harmless error. Jackson's defense attorney, Robert M. Baum, stated that the extortionist genuinely believes herself to be Cosby's legitimate daughter. He expressed, "She was devastated, she just broke down and started crying and couldn't talk to me anymore." Bill Cosby has received numerous awards and honors throughout his career, including multiple Grammy Awards for Best Comedy Album, several Primetime Emmy Awards for his work in television, and the Kennedy Center honors for his contributions to American culture. He has also been inducted into the Television Hall of Fame and received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in recognition of his philanthropy and contributions to the arts. Additionally, Cosby has been honored with honorary degrees from several universities and colleges for his impact on the entertainment industry and his advocacy for education. Let's revisit the hardships faced by Bill Cosby before he became famous. He was born in 1937 and grew up in Philadelphia, as per biography. His mother worked as a house cleaner, while his father took on odd jobs. Despite being intelligent, Cosby lacked motivation. He excelled in an IQ test and was placed in a school for gifted children but dropped out before graduating to join the Navy in 1956. At the young age of 8, Cosby was thrust into a pseudo-patriarchal role. He was the eldest of 4 boys, and his younger brother, James, passed away from rheumatic fever at just 6 years old. This tragedy marked a turning point in Cosby's life, making him the man of the house. His father, William Sr., began drinking heavily, leading the family into financial difficulties. To support his family, the future comedian shined shoes and worked in a supermarket. Bill Sr. was the first in the family to join the Navy and became largely absent. Cosby's parents eventually divorced. He credited his single mother's unwavering moral guidance for keeping him away from a life of crime. "The thing that always turned me around and kept me from taking a pistol and holding up a store or jumping in and beating some old person on the street was that I could go to jail, and this would bring a great amount of shame on my mother." Cosby played a leading role in the television spy series I Spy, 1965 to 1968, alongside Robert Culp, and made history by becoming the first African American to win the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series in 1966. Following this success, Cosby continued his acting career by starring in the sitcom The Bill Cosby Show, which aired for 2 seasons from 1969 to 1971. In 1972, he utilized the Fat Albert character from his stand-up routines to create, produce, and host the animated comedy series Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, which ran until 1985 and focused on a group of young friends in an urban setting. Throughout the 1970s, Cosby appeared in various films such as Sidney Poitier's Uptown Saturday Night, 1974, Let's Do It Again, 1975, and Neil Simon's California Suite, 1978, alongside Richard Pryor. Additionally, he was part of the original cast of The Electric Company from 1971 to 1973, alongside Rita Moreno and Morgan Freeman. Moving into the 1980s, Cosby produced and starred in The Cosby Show, which held the top spot in America from 1985 to 1989. The sitcom showcased the experiences and development of an affluent African-American family, earning Cosby the title of America's Dad for his portrayal of Cliff Huxtable. Cosby also produced the spin-off A Different World, which aired from 1987 to 1993. His comedy film Bill Cosby, himself from 1983, was highly praised by comedians and critics, with some considering it the best stand-up concert movie ever made. Cosby went on to star in The Cosby Mysteries, 1994 to 1995, the sitcom Cosby, 1996 to 2000, and hosted Kids Say the Darndest Things, 1998 to 2000. He later created and produced the animated children's show Little Bill, 1999 to 2004. Played a leading role in the television spy series I Spy, 1965 to 1968, alongside Robert Culp, and made history by becoming the first African American to win the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series in 1966. Following this success, Cosby continued his acting career by starring in the sitcom The Bill Cosby Show, which aired for 2 seasons from 1969 to 1971. In 1972, he utilized the Fat Albert character from his stand-up routines to create, produce, and host the animated comedy series Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, which ran until 1985 and focused on a group of young friends in an urban setting. Throughout the 1970s, Cosby appeared in various films such as Sidney Poitier's Uptown Saturday Night, 1974, Let's Do It Again, 1975, and Neil Simon's California Suite, 1978, alongside Richard Pryor. Additionally, he was part of the original cast of The Electric Company from 1971 to 1973, alongside Rita Moreno and Morgan Freeman. Moving into the 1980s, Cosby produced and starred in The Cosby Show, which held the top spot in America from 1985 to 1989. The sitcom showcased the experiences and development of an affluent African-American family, earning Cosby the title of America's Dad for his portrayal of Cliff Huxtable. Cosby also produced the spin-off A Different World, which aired from 1987 to 1993. His comedy film Bill Cosby, himself from 1983, was highly praised by comedians and critics, with some considering it the best stand-up concert movie ever made. Cosby went on to star in The Cosby Mysteries, 1994 to 1995, the sitcom Cosby, 1996 to 2000, and hosted Kids Say the Darndest Things, 1998 to 2000. He later created and produced the animated children's show Little Bill, 1999 to 2004.